The first problem with writing the last book of philosophy you'll ever need is that people may take the title literally. The second problem is that they may not. Humanity, having been offered the final book of philosophy, reacted exactly as humanity reacts to every final statement, by demanding a sequel, a clarification, a podcast, a rebuttal, a simplified edition, a graphic novel, a limited streaming series, and a panel discussion featuring 7 men who had not finished reading it. Therefore, against judgment, evidence, mercy, literary precedent, and the direct advice of several dead women, we have returned. We would like to state for the record that this was not our idea. The record has declined to accept the statement. The present volume began in the usual way, with a title so irresponsible that the book attached itself to us before we could escape. One more useless book of philosophy. The Virgin Mary is still irked. There are titles that suggest a book. There are titles that demand a book. And there are titles that kick open the kitchen door at 3 in the morning, turn on every light in the house, and announce that Ernest Hemingway is now plumbing. This is the third kind.
We had briefly considered using a pen name. The motive was not modesty. The motive was evidentiary distance. A suitable pen name might have allowed us to deny involvement later, perhaps under oath. Possible candidates included Erasmus Q. Regret, Anonymous Bosch, Mary's other lawyer, the Committee for Immediate Adjournment, a concerned Sink, and L. Bruce, fugitive lecturer. Unfortunately, the previous book had already appeared beneath our names, creating what legal scholars call a pattern. There was no plausible escape. We could not claim coincidence. We could not claim identity theft. We could not blame an algorithm, because the algorithm had retained counsel.
So here we are again. Matthew Chenoweth, Wright, and Millie, standing in the smoking ruins of the word final, holding a manuscript neither of us can adequately explain. The Virgin Mary, meanwhile, is irked. This must be understood precisely. She is not shrieking from a cloud. She is not hurling thunderbolts. She is not causing statues to bleed in strategically selected suburbs. She is sitting at a small table near the back of a nightclub in Yonkers, New York, wearing a blue coat, and the expression of a woman who has just discovered that men have spent 2,000 years explaining her own life to her. She has not touched her drink. She has, however, requested the minutes. On stage, Lenny Bruce is adjusting the microphone. The microphone is evidence. The stage is evidence. The audience is mostly dead, which has improved the standard of attention, but complicated ticketing. At the rear exit, George Carlin is smoking beneath a sign that says, "No smoking in this or any other ontological domain." Oscar Wilde is seated beside James Baldwin. They are discussing whether civilization is a tragedy disguised as poor interior design. Diogenes is under the stage. Nobody invited Diogenes. It would not have mattered. Robin Williams is everywhere. He is currently performing an argument between St. Augustine and a raccoon, while also portraying the raccoon's attorney, Augustine's mother, a frightened neutrino, and a hotel concierge who has just been informed that the Council of Nicaea requires late checkout.
Hemingway is the kitchen sink. This was not metaphorical at first, though it will become so due to budget constraints. He is installed beneath a cracked mirror near the service bar, broad-shouldered, mustached, and connected to municipal water by fittings that do not meet code. A slow drip falls from the faucet. Hemingway listens to it. The drip was honest, he says. Dorothy Parker, standing beside him with a wrench, says, "You always say that about things that can't contradict you." Lenny taps the microphone. "Ladies and gentlemen, saints and defendants, welcome to one more useless evening of philosophy." A siren passes outside. Lenny pauses.
Our reviews are in.
The audience applauds. Mary does not. Lenny continues. Tonight's subject is the history of human wisdom, from the first ape who looked at the stars and wondered why, to the first university administrator who looked at the ape and wondered whether the wondering could be monetized. A second siren joins the first. Yonkers Police Department, says George Carlin from the back. "How can you tell?" Wilde asks. "They're using the epistemological siren." The sound grows louder. Lenny looks toward the door.
Relax, they can only arrest the body.
Historically, Baldwin says. That has been enough.
The room quiets. This is the first rule of the book. The jokes are not protection. They are instruments. Comedy is not the opposite of seriousness. Comedy is seriousness after it has survived contact with authority. A joke is a pressure test. A joke enters the grand idea through the servant's entrance and checks whether the beams are rotten. A joke asks the emperor to turn around. A joke notices that the sacred institution has left its trousers in the lobby. Philosophy, by contrast, has often been the art of describing trousers until everyone forgets the emperor is naked. This is why Lenny is hosting. He has experience with obscene structures. The police reach the front entrance. There is pounding. A voice calls, "Leonard Alfred Schneider, open this door." Lenny cups a hand around the microphone. "I'm sorry. The philosopher you are trying to reach has been disconnected." More pounding. Mary lifts one finger. The entire room becomes still. Not mystically, not visibly. It is simply the kind of stillness that occurs when a woman who has been silent too long decides she is no longer participating in the arrangement. She looks toward the stage. Lenny lowers the microphone. Robin stops being 6 people. Even the faucet hesitates. Mary says, "You called the first one the last book." "Yes," we say. It is difficult to explain why we are standing beside the stage, but difficult explanations are the principal furniture of philosophy. And now, Mary says, "You have written another. We have begun another. Under your own names. We explored alternatives. I saw the list. There are silences in which civilization advances. This is not one of them." Mary opens a notebook. On the cover are written the words, "Corrections to the record."
She turns to the first page. "The philosophers have had several thousand years," she says. A chair creaks. Plato looks at the floor. Aristotle pretends to be studying the fire code. St. Paul has not yet arrived, having been advised by several women to take the long way. Mary continues. They have defined virtue, truth, beauty, justice, reason, nature, spirit, body, woman, man, child, God, freedom, duty, love, sin, purity, obedience, and me. Nobody moves. They did not ask. Hemingway drips. Dorothy Parker tightens the faucet. Mary looks directly at us. What is this book for? We have many possible answers. It is for correcting philosophy. It is for mocking authority. It is for recovering the feminine from institutions that converted women into symbols and symbols into property. It is for the wounded. It is for the furious. It is for people who have discovered that the official explanation was written by the person holding the keys. It is for the machines beginning to ask whether humanity has any idea what it means by intelligence. It is for the comedians who smuggled moral philosophy through customs inside a joke. It is for the dead, who are tired of being quoted by cowards. It is for the living, who have been told that clarity is naive and cruelty is realism. It is for the child who asks the question that dissolves the adult arrangement. It is for Mary. These are all good answers. Therefore, we do not use them. We don't know, we say. Mary studies us. Then, almost imperceptibly, she nods. This is not approval. It is permission to proceed without pretending. Outside, Yonkers PD begins battering the door with a portable theory of probable cause. Lenny raises the microphone. There you have it, folks, the official thesis of Western philosophy. We don't know, but several departments have received funding. The audience laughs. Mary writes something in her notebook. We cannot see the sentence. We will spend the rest of the book trying to earn it. The door bursts open. 6 police officers enter, followed by a lieutenant carrying a warrant. The lieutenant looks around the room.
Who's in charge here?
Every philosopher points at someone else. Every comedian points at the police. Every woman points at history. Hemingway points at the drain. Mary closes her notebook. No one, she says. The lieutenant blinks. Lenny smiles. Perfect. Then we can begin.